this question is on the topic of chemical calculations, and the reaction that we're looking at is the between hydrogen and oxygen. When hydrogen reacts with oxygen, we can form water. Alright, so before we can use this equation, we must balance it first, and this is the balance equation. So what is given in, let's look at what is given in the question. We were told that there are 20 centimeter cube of hydrogen and 20 centimeter cube of oxygen. Now, if a chemical calculation question gives you the amount of both reactants, it is a clear signal that it's a limiting excess type of question. Alright, meaning there's a high chance that at the end of the reaction, one of them will have some remaining. Alright, so how do we know which one is limiting, which one is excess? Just pick any one, use mole ratio to find how much of the other is needed. And by now, I hope you have already realized that the reactants and products are all gases. Alright, so we can invoke Avogadro's relation, meaning volume ratio is equals to molar ratio. Alright, so how exactly do we use that? Is that from the balance equation, we can see that 2 moles of hydrogen will react with 1 mole of oxygen, meaning 20 centimeter cube of hydrogen will react with only 10 centimeter cube of hydrogen. That would tell you that oxygen is in excess, and since it is in excess, after the reaction there will be some oxygen remaining. Alright, so of the 4 options given, which one would represent the particles that remain after the reaction? We know that after the reaction there will be water, okay, and since oxygen is in excess, we will have O2 also. So we are supposed to pick from the 4 options which one represents a mixture of water and oxygen. Alright, very obviously, firstly, of course, you need to recall that oxygen is a diatomic molecule. Alright, so that makes D incorrect. Okay, and since we are looking for a mixture, A is incorrect. Now B and C, how do we know which one is correct? You need to look at the diagram for water. This represents water. Alright, so bearing in mind the formula H2O, the shaded circle must represent O, and the unshaded one must represent H. So C, option C would represent a mixture of water and hydrogen. Alright, whereas option B would represent a mixture of water and oxygen. So B is the correct option.